Live from the City of Angels, it's Sunday night. The Sunday evening spectacular is underway. Tonight, the live MMT of good luck, have fun, don't die. I know I'm late, but there's a lot to discuss with this film. It's coming up. Also, Timothée Chalamet. He's going to lose Oscar, isn't he? We'll talk about that. But our big topic tonight, it is game over for Maggie Gyllenhaal and any director that wants to make something as deeply selfish and unwatchable and damaging to cinema as The Bride. Tonight, we're declaring film Twitter dead. It's over. Any relevance you had is gone after your support of this film. I am really mega extra pissed off tonight. I was still fuming after Thursday night's stream here, the live evaluation of The Bride. But now that we have the residual fallout, the nuclear fallout, as we're calling it tonight, we have to make certain this never happens again. Because it's not just about The Bride. It's about the destruction of movie theaters with product like this very film. There is no excuse. There is no way out of this for Maggie Gyllenhaal and for any director who wants to serve up a $90 million selfish piece of shit film like we had to suffer through in The Bride. And I said it back on Thursday. Anyone who recommended this film is finished in the space. There is no return for you. You will never have anything you say for the remainder of your time on this planet matter. That's how serious this is, not a joke. We want movie theaters to succeed. We want them to survive. And this film has done so much catastrophic damage that I expect, nay, I demand that multiple people are fired tomorrow at Warner Brothers for this film. If I am a coach of an NFL team that just went 0-16, or is it 17 now? You're out of a job. It's over. And I don't want to hear, well, they rolled the dice on Sinners. They rolled the dice on One Battle. Oh, really? They rolled the dice on PTA? On Ryan Coogler? I don't think so. Maggie Gyllenhaal coming off The Lost Daughter? A Netflix film that more than half, hell, 95% of humanity has no idea even what it is. And you gave her $90 million to make this film? I better read in the trades tomorrow that Warner Brothers got rid of more than one person. Like, it has to happen. Can you imagine walking into work tomorrow when you're talking about a film that's going to lose $100 or more million and you still have a job? Well, I don't think so. No chance. In fact, look, here's Deadline. Why moviegoers left The Bride at the altar. High art monster pig could lose $90 million. Also, 5 reasons the bride was dead on arrival at the box office. The trade's all over this. But you know what they're missing? It's the number one reason. The movie is horrible. Unwatchable, as I mentioned. And trust me, based on the numbers, 7.3 million, no one saw it. You didn't suffer like I did watching this. But how is that not number one? Oh, it's not number one for Variety. It's not number one for Deadline. They have all these other reasons. The release date wasn't good. The release date. This film could come out any date, any year, and it would still bomb the way it did. It's doing collateral damage to IMAX. It's doing, this is the biggie, that nuclear fallout for audiences that are walking out of this film. We called it back on Thursday. We're the gold standard for a reason. We do not miss on films that are very clearly black and white, and this is 100% awful. There is no shades. I warned people that if you like this film, you need to keep that shit to yourself. Because I'm telling you, I don't care what you ever say to me, I'm not listening to another word you have to say again for the remainder of time here on this planet. I'm not even talking about the fact that it's woke. Oh, you're like, well, it's woke. I don't care. It's unwatchable. Is that because it's woke? That's an element. We talked about it back on Thursday. Every male character in this film sans Frank. Frank. Instead of Frankenstein, it's Frank. Maggie fucking Gyllenhaal. I mean, I swear to God. If she were not a NEPA baby, she's 100%. You guys know, director, her dad's a director, her mom's a screenwriter. How do you think Jake and her ended up in the business? I think Jake's got a lot more talent than Maggie. Certainly, he's been more successful. But this should mark the end of Maggie Gyllenhaal's directing career forever. You cannot make a film this recklessly awful with the budget you were given and then expect anyone to ever phone you up and offer you another film. You better be self-financing that through your own cash, Maggie, going forward. You ruined any chance anybody's going to ever say yes again. Netflix is probably like, thank God we dodged that bullet. Apparently, Netflix said we don't want any part of this. So Warner Brothers, again, you go back to those decisions of Mickey 17 1 year ago. And this film, 2 films that are some of the worst to ever be released in the month of March. And here we are with Warner Brothers now in the hands of looking like Paramount. And they're going to say, well, Sinners did well and won battle. Well, guess what? You need to hit 90% of the time. Imagine having a job where you miss 50% of the time I get it right. Or in this case, when you miss this badly on The Bride, a film that should have been Batgirled. It should have been shoved in a vault under the studio like that film was. I am at a loss for words at how Warner Brothers did not Batgirl this horrific film. It's absolutely, it makes no sense. How does that happen? How does, through multiple chains, right, different people at the studio had a chance to stop this at some level and say, this is so bad, we need to put it in the vault under the studio because it's going to do the damage that I can see when I watched it. I didn't need the luxury of time to know this thing should have never seen the light of day. It's a good thing Warner Brothers sold before The Bride came out, because if I was Paramount, I would lower my offer by like at least $1 billion. Right? A minimum. You made that? Okay, we're pulling our offer back. Take it, Netflix. If this is what you think we're going to do, we're going to make things like The Bride. Remember last week we dragged somebody for railing on Scream? Well, I'm going to virtue signal, so I'm going to say I'm not going to watch a movie because I don't want to get the mob angry with me. Perry Nemiroff. Are you guys surprised that Perry Nemiroff thinks it's a good film? Look, The Bride is my kind of big swing storytelling. It rocks two ferocious and fearless lead performances from Jesse Buckley and Christian Bale. Christian Bale, trust me, he knows. He's like, I don't want to talk about this ever again. But I continue. I'm also obsessed with the fact that The Bride is hitting theaters in the midst of Hamnet's award season run. I can tell you who's not. Jesse Buckley. This is the worst PR she could ever imagine. I continue. Seeing Buckley give every ounce of herself to two wildly different characters is such a short span is really something else. The movie's also dripping in mesmerizing craftsmanship. Per usual, Hooter Guatnur score is a standout. I was consistently dazzled by the visuals. And probably you already know this from the promotional material alone, but yes, the hair, makeup, and costumes are just unbelievable. On and on. I'm not continuing. I'm not kidding you when I say this. Who is ever listening to Perry Nemiroff talk about anything again in the history of mankind? Not just The Bride, but also the Scream thing. This has been one of the worst weeks ever for anybody who's held in such high esteem. Look who it is. It's Perry Nemiroff, the film journalist of note. She is the bastion of film journalism who does those intros, right? If you go to the movies early, she's doing the interviews with the stars, not asking tough questions, just asking a bunch of fluff shit. Never has known a tough question in her life. Look, I'm so happy to be around the stars. I work for Collider. Look at me. I'm not going to watch Scream 7 because that would be bad. I don't want people angry with me because they fired Melissa Barrera. And also, The Bride's amazing. You got to see it. This is a bad week. Has anyone had a worse week than Perry Nemiroff? I feel like we should do like a whole segment on dragging. Obviously, we do that all the time with the film shill, right? The shill of the week. In this case, it's just someone who had an awful week. Who had a worse week than Perry Nemiroff? I'm trying hard to find a way to fix the film, but my God, it's impossible. Kusma, we talked about it back on Thursday. There is no redeeming this film. There's no way to save it. This is an immediate, as soon as you're done consuming it, saying this thing is shelved. This thing is done. We are, again, Batgirling this. We've done it before. Let's take the tax write-off. Because remember, if you Batgirl it, you don't have to spend all the money on the promotion. Barely spent $50 million promoting this film. It's not like they just released it. There's people that are out there going, well, I didn't even hear about The Bride until... No, you weren't paying attention. $50 million on a P&A, promotional spend, is a lot of money. So don't act like they didn't promote it. Okay? $50 million. So there's $50 million you just lost for nothing. And also the film is going to lose, right? The budget at 90, we talk about that. Profitability is roughly 2.5 budget. Okay, so that means we're looking at over $200 million. This film opened with less than 15 million on the global. This film is going to top out at like 20 million. It's next weekend, it's going to drop like 95%. It might have the biggest weekend to weekend drop in the history of cinema. Because go on Twitter. Everyone's just dragging the shit out of this, as they should, and they haven't even seen it. Again, back to Screen Geek with this. The Bride is reportedly being met with mass audience walkouts during screenings. Well, I wish I could have, but I had to sit through it to fully evaluate it. If I walk out, I can't really detonate it like I want to. But some of you just like, I'm the fuck out of here. I'm done with this. And I don't blame you, because that's how I felt throughout this entire thing. Damn, Erick was right about the box office. I nailed it. Omega Swiper. I nailed this. You go back to Thursday night. What did I take this at? I took it at 10 million. That was the ceiling. Remember that. I had 10 million. Here it is. It's still here. Give me a second. You guys see it? 10 million. And then you see the arrow down. That means I took the top at 10 and I had it under. We win again. You guys, Listen, there is nobody in this entire film space. It's not a contest. I don't need to say this every time, but I will because I need to remind some people that are new. There is nobody in this space who nails this shit as consistently as me. Not even close. There's nobody. Not a contest. So don't bother. Bring that comment at Gone Girl. I just missed it if there's a new one. But you look at our ability to see the future. It's because it's right here. And also, I am objective, right? Objectively, The Bride is garbage, okay? That's it. That's all there is to say. Someone like a Perry Nemiroff is propping it up because as a female director, I have never, 100%, you don't think that's happening? 100, especially a female critic talking about a female director. Show me a female critic that dragged this film. I bet the percentage is, whatever the percentage of female critics that reviewed this film that trashed it is so low. You maybe find one because we got to protect our own. There's one of our girls. No, you don't ever do that. I've never gone into a movie and said, like I've talked about how many times on this channel, I never said, well, it's another dude. It's another white guy. Therefore, the film's good. What? No, God, no. Otherwise, I wouldn't have detonated Babylon. So, right? There you go. Oh, it's a white guy. Why didn't he like it? Who'd ever do that? But female critics tend to do that. I bet you if you looked, and I'm not going to go through every film directed by a female and then go through every review written by a female and say, look at the percentage of fresh versus rotten. Trust me when I say, I already know it's high. You know it. Everyone knows it, okay? Unless the film is objectively trash, like, well, this, but they missed on this, but something like Madam Web. But this is a film that is worse than Madam Web, I would argue, because this makes you want to rip your eyeballs out and you never come back to the movie theater. Madam Web, you laugh at. You go, oh my God, this is so bad. The Bride's better than Springsteen and Wuthering Heights. What? Okay, first of all, put this guy in timeout. Brent is 1,000% in timeout. Maybe, I'm going to say forever. Gone Girl, I want him in timeout for no less than 15 minutes. And if there's another incident like this, it's gone forever, okay? Eradicated from MMT for the remainder of time. Just like everybody who says The Bride is good. I'm just telling you again, Brent, let's just focus here for a second. Don't say that out loud. Because you announce to the world, what is the phrase? When you open your mouth, then you reveal the fool that is. Well, you know, basically that's what it is. You just did. This film, there's no way. Well, of course, okay, that's one. But Grace Randolph, boy, she is our, remember we talked about this, she's our schizo critic. That means that she sometimes gets it right, but most time gets it wrong. A film like this, look, when we talk about this film, Court of Vision, this is so black and white awful, right? Again, no shades of gray. We talk about good luck, have fun, don't die coming up. There's shades of gray there. And I'm going to tell you what I like and what I think needs to be fixed. That's coming up. That's a shades of gray film. This is 100% garbage heap, okay? That's not up for debate. So I would pray that anybody with a sane mind that has tastes that semi-align with anyone with a semi-normal taste in cinema would say this is something to steer clear of. Eric, I have a woman in my DMs who loved The Bride, assuming I hated it, calling the critics incels. I don't argue, but I can't defend The Bride. Don't worry. Someone like that is not even worth your time, Luis. Don't even bother because they're disingenuous. They're not playing from, a level playing field. They're instantly just calling you names. Happens all the time, right? When I say a film is bad by a director who's not a white guy, they always say, oh, well, you hate all movies by women, right? That's what they'll say right now tonight. Oh, you're dragging this because Maggie Gyllenhaal's a woman. Excuse me. How many films over the years have I raved about? Let's go back to one earlier this year, Bone Temple. Nia DaCosta, last I checked, is a woman. I said that's a market improvement. I mean, we're talking levels and levels and levels above 28 years later. Oh, directed by a white guy. So don't come at me and tell me that I am hammering a film because it's directed by a woman. If you say that, I'm telling you right now, you're a piece of shit person. You are straight up. You're a piece of garbage, and you need to remember that every time you open your mouth and you say something like that. Remember that you're the issue, not me. I'm not the issue. You might not like what I have to say, but too bad. It's factual, it's accurate, it's authentic, and it is the fucking truth. And again, if you have a problem with that, hit the road. Don't care. I don't need your approval for sure because you are completely fucked when you say, well, you didn't like it because it's directed by a woman. What? Who even imagine? I want you guys to think for a second. Who goes through life even thinking that, right? You have to be unbalanced, unhinged to even throw that out there, especially when you don't even know the history of the films that I have cherished and said, these are the ones you need to see. I always go back to, as recently as 3 years ago, our number one film of the year, it was Substance, female director. Saint Maud, female director. Aftersun, female director. Do not ever come into MMT or my universe and tell me that I do not like a film that's directed by a woman. I swear to God, this is why film Twitter's done. Film Twitter's over. You guys, your little island of misfit toys full of freak shows. That is exactly what film Twitter is. It is largely consists of people that are not normal. These are not normal people who go to the movies. These are people with really weird taste, and they want to play the hive mind game. So when they see a film like The Bride, well, look, it's Maggie Gyllenhaal. She directed The Lost Daughter. She's a female director, therefore it's good. Perry played the game. Most of them do. That's film Twitter. Well, guess what? It's over. It's done. You guys are done. There's nothing. You don't have the power anymore. We are taking it back. And I'm not even the mainstream dude when I recommend a film like Aftersun. Most people say, that film's boring, right? That film doesn't do anything. Well, okay, then fine. I'm not the most mainstream guy. But I can tell you this. I know when a film deserves to be slaughtered and sent to the heap in The Bride. It's so obvious. I need deep focused lens thought on The Bride. Do we want to watch that? I might, if we stay on a little bit, I might go look for it. I don't think I can handle this whole thing, right? I don't think I can handle it's just going to be too much tonight. Okay, guys, let's do this. We'll come back to this. I think I just railed on this for 20 minutes. That's a long time. I could continue for another hour savaging The Bride and the nuclear fallout and everything that is wrong with this film and making a film like this and pushing a film like this. Yes, but it's time to talk about a film that I like a lot more than The Bride. Let's do the MMTE right now of good luck, have fun, don't die. I know it's been out for a few weeks. I know I'm late to the party. I get it, but still, it's not on streaming yet, and I saw it in a theater, so cut me some slack here tonight as we do it live. It's time for the MMTE of good luck, have fun, don't die. Here is 30 seconds, and then we rock. Get ready and go.
An enemy's coming that I can't prepare you for.
Who's joining me? Who's ready to save the future?
This is real.
Pretty much, yeah. Trust me. What do you got to lose?
I also love that title sequence. It shows up early, shows up late. This film has so much energy, man, and it's got so much to say about the dangers of tech. Yes, AI, but just in general, being stuck on your phone all the time, hypnotized by the screen. And it's a warning, right, to you, if you are constantly glued to your devices, that maybe you need to go out into the world and live a real life. It has some aspects of Don't Worry, Darling, actually, in this. If you go back to one of the relationships in this film, reminded me of that film, and then you look at just the overall sprawling kind of setup of this, it follows like a Lost format, right? Where we meet everybody, then we go flashing back to each individual character and how they ended up in this diner, this Norms here in LA, as Sam Rockwell travels from the future back to the past to try and save the future from AI that will destroy civilization. I want some love right now. Okay, listen, right now, I want you to come in with a like, a sub, something for nailing that synopsis in, no joke, 12 seconds or less. This is not Film Threat, where Chris Gore would still be talking about the synopsis / reading it for the next 2 minutes before he gets into what works and what doesn't. But I mentioned dangers of tech off the top. That's the big takeaway from this film. And then you also have Sam Rockwell, who's just zany here. And he holds it together through that performance. It is pretty much a dark comedy, right? There's a little dramatic stuff, no question about it. But I think it knows it's a comedy, And people say you seem to have problems with tone in films. Well, because this is 90% comedy and 10% drama. My issue comes when we try to do a 50-50 split or something close to that. You look at a One Battle After Another, a film that tries to balance both the comedic elements with the drama, and it ends up crashing both. If One Battle were all drama, it would be a better film. Not all comedy, all drama, given what it is about, okay? It needs to be drama, 90, 95%, and then 5% comedy. And this film, I think, is 10-90. It is a comedy. Everything here is riffing on stuff, and it reminded me in a way of EEAAO, only hella better. Much better film than Everything Everywhere, okay? No question. Similar vibes, better film. I like so much of this. One thing I do not like, the score is really bad, especially in the opening scene. We're in norms and we're dealing with everyone and kind of figuring things out as Rockwell's picking his crew to go into the future. Think Terminator, Judgment Day. But you look at it and the score is just not elevating the film. It is actually detracting from what's happening, and that should never occur. So I really need to have Gore, not Chris, the director here, say, we need to strip this out. I always recommend a Michael Levi, but I will go with anybody but whoever did this. I don't know, but I can tell you this, not good, okay? Also, it's definitely overstuffed. It comes in about 2 hours and 15 minutes, and it feels like it could be an Apple limited series. There's so many ideas. I go back to Lost, right? Look at Lost. How many seasons was that? And had so much time to tell that story. This feels like it would have been better as an Apple limited series. Now, as I say all of that, one more thing I want to put in. Overblown finish. Way too long. The end, we get to the kid's house. He's the AI creator, and then it just takes forever to finally figure out where we're going. I do like the ultimate finish of this a lot. That really came up for me at the end, so I like that. So it's a roller coaster film, right? But the positives outweigh the negatives, and I think what's really interesting about this evaluation here tonight, and why I love talking about films like Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, is that the elements that are involving, that are engrossing, and I would argue this film is very much all of that. I was totally riveted to what was happening, and I kind of just found myself inside the film. With The Bride, you're outside of it, like this is pure torture. This film, like all great films, and I don't know if it's great, but it's very good, is that it brings you in and you feel like you're part of the film. And by bringing you in like that and engrossing you like that, I'm going to give this an 89%. I know the review sounds like I'm going lower, but because all the elements that are really interesting and has so many great things to say about the dangers of tech, of AI, all that, pushes this up. It shoves it up to an 89%, a very high B+, low A-, and I recommend this film. I know it's not out for a lot of you anymore because it was out like 3 weeks ago. I should have gotten around to it earlier. I'll be honest with you. I wanted to see this film at one of the AMC locations here in Burbank that has a recliner. You have the 6 and the 8. Okay, there's 3. Okay, there's the 16, the 8, and the 6. So basically, the 16 has recliners. This is inside baseball, but just trust me on this. Okay, when you look at the recliners, they're only in a few theaters there. They're in Dolby, they're in Prime. When you look at the 6 and the 8, every single theater has a recliner. That's what I was hoping this film would be, and it never got there. It's still the 16. So I finally said, fine, I'll go see it. I'm glad I did. I'm sorry I didn't see it sooner. I always try to get out in front of these things because it just makes it more certainly important that you get out to see these things. Now it's late. You're like, I wish I would have gave me this like 3 weeks ago. My bad. You know, I mean, sometimes you just can't get there. Something happens. You pick something that you shouldn't have. But this is a film that I wish I had seen earlier, and I recommend. Good Luck was a blast, very entertaining, thought-provoking, 100%, Richard, and that's exactly the takeaway I have with this thing. And again, it'll probably be on streaming here soon. It's from Briarcliff. It's had a nice little run here in Burbank. That's encouraging to see audiences. And by the way, that's a sign that people feel the same way, right, Richard? Any film that continues to play for a long period of time at a theater well past when it really should have been gone, that means that audiences like. I go back back to After Sun. After Sun was up at the AMC 8 for like months after they opened. I mean, months. It was selling out every night. And that's because After Sun was one of the best films of 2022, a great year in cinema led by Tar and Decision to Leave and Moon Age Daydream and After Sun. And that's a testament to the greatness of a film. I mean, you look at a film like Twin List that we have very high on our top films of 2025. That film, again, stayed at the 8 for weeks and weeks and weeks past when it really should have been ushered out. So that's a testament to how strong the film is. No question about it. Bring down the film to 2 hours. Oh, 100% movies. That's where we talk about the overblown finish. We talk about the overstuffed aspects to it. I think that you're 100% right, and there's a lot of stuff to clean up here, and I think Verbinski needed to rein this in. Listen, it's not just an issue with him. It's an issue with every one of these directors. Go back to Maggie Gyllenhaal. We talk about the ability to bring in the leanest version of your film that still hits all the notes you want to hit. And I promise you this, that when you look at this film, there is a way, especially with that finish, when we're inside the house and we're dealing with the kid on the top of the cables. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. You gotta bring that down. You've gotta compress that. And I'm telling you, man, if the studios would just reach out and bring me in, I'm not going to talk about these things here. I'll talk about it when it's released, but I won't even say I had anything to do with the test screening. But I promise you this, I will make any film you show me better, or I'll just walk out and say you got to backroll it. I mean, that's what I'd say to The Bride. Just forget it. And they'd want to say, well, no, I just said it needs to be Batgirl. We're not talking anymore. That's the end. The discussion's over. Got it? Cool. Goodbye. Give me my money. I mean, it's not hard. I didn't like weapon style chapter structure, but Gore Verbinski nails the scope and the chaos. You look at the chapter structure, I think you don't like it because it takes so long to get to each chapter. You start with the diner, then we go to a chapter, then we go back, we're going back and forth. And I feel like everything in between is too long. Everything in this film can be compressed, right? And then we go from 215 to 150, 155. And when you do that, the film's better. You go back and you look at Everything Everywhere, a film that if it comes in at 140, I probably like it. But because it drags to 225, you ruin goodwill. You turn people against you. It's like me doing a 24-hour stream. 1 hour is more than enough. We're 32 minutes in. If I go another 28, that's plenty here for MMT. But you got to know when to pull the cord. And directors don't seem to be able to do that. And I would love nothing more than to, and I'm telling you right now, and you guys know I'd nail it, you bring me in to any studio and you say, Weber, you have full control of the creative process here, and you're going to tell these directors, I would get them under control in a second. It would be done. We'd have the best movies. I'd be like, this isn't working, get rid of this, get rid of that. Because I don't care about hurting someone's feelings. That's the problem with this younger generation. Go back to them. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. I don't want to, fuck. We're Gen X. Gen X, all we did was rail on one another, and we all survived. Okay, so sorry, I'm so tired of this whole wishy-washy, mamby-pamby bullshit. You just say what needs to be said, and it's not personal, it's business. Back to Maggie Gyllenhaal. She might be a great person. I don't know, never met her. Even if I did, I'd met her. I can't speak to who she is. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, she needs to go to director's jail for multiple years. This is a long sentence for what she inflicted upon audiences and the money she wasted on this film. I would, listen, honest to God, if I had a way to, if I was at Warner Brothers, I would make Maggie pay back her paycheck. Whatever she got paid for the film, I would ask for a percentage back. I would take her to court. I'm not kidding you. I'm part of me is not kidding. I would take her to court and say, you owe us our money back. Because look at this. And then the jury be like, fuck yeah, you owe her money. How much you pay? You paid $5 million for a direct that? Probably, my guess. Let's just say, okay? I would go to court. I would show the bride to the court. The court would get angry, right? I told you, when people see the bride, they're going to be fuming. All these people that are like railing on the bride, they haven't even seen it. Wait till you see it. You're going to be twice as angry, 10 times as angry as you are before you saw it. So I can get my money back by taking it to court. Very simple. Gorbinski, I never saw The Cure for Wellness, right? Isn't that what it is? The one from 2017? I'm going to watch that now. You go back, he did Rango too, right? I know he's been kicking around for a long time. He doesn't do a lot of films. I'm going to go watch that because I've heard really good things about Cure for Wellness. I believe that's what it's called, right? I've never watched it. It's one of those that kind of got stuck in there where I didn't get. There's just films you miss. You know, I can't watch everything. And then I end up seeing something that I don't want to see. Well, I mean, The Bride, I had to see because it's a big talker. You can't be on the outside not talking about The Bride. I mean, you look at Nerdrotic, who's somebody who follows me. I don't watch Gary, right? But I know enough about him. I met him one time when he came out here. He was hanging out with Gore. Seems like a good guy. I know a lot of you don't like what he has to say because he's anti-woke. Okay, but here's the thing. He's going to see The Bride because he knows that everybody's talking about it. You got to be part of that conversation. And that's kind of the problem with doing something like this is you don't really want to see The Bride, but to fully discuss it, you have to see it. Otherwise, what would you guys be saying tonight if I was like, The Bride's awful, this and that, and you'd be like, you haven't seen it. You call me a fraud, okay? I'm not a fraud. I tell you everything I put out there. Certainly, look, every time, this always pisses film Twitter off. Look at those selfies in the theater. Dude, it's a goof. It's performative. It's what I do. I don't know why you're so triggered over that. That is so weird. You know why? I can tell you why a lot of them are. Because they don't even like taking selfies of themselves because they don't like who they are. There is a great deal of self-loathing in the film Twitter space. You don't think that's true? 100% true. And because of that, they hate people that don't have self-loathing, right? You understand that process, right? If you don't like who you are, you're not going to like anybody who does like who they are. It's basic stuff. By the way, damn, man, this whole stream is me spitting facts for literally how long now? 36 minutes. At some point, you guys have to recognize if there's a greatest streamer solo category for any of these things, Weber wins. Whether we're the Riddler channel from the Batman or not, there is nobody in this space, or I'd argue any space, that can do what I do live. This is live here at 7:49 at night here in Los Angeles. It was like 95 degrees here. My God, I was down at the beach today. It was like 80-something. That's very warm for the beach, okay? It's not Florida. And it was dry. It was like playing volleyball in the desert today. So I'm exhausted. I am mustering as much energy as possible. And if it weren't for The Bride tonight, I don't even know what this would look like, because I am literally drawing on my disdain for that film for everything here tonight, and plus a little bit of good luck, have fun, don't die. I'm still baffled The Bride has a decent score on Rotten Tomatoes. You shouldn't be. You shouldn't be. Let's go look at that real quick, and then we're going to watch a trailer. Let's go and let's look at Rotten Tomatoes, and I'm going to show you. Let's count the female critics and then count the positive reviews by the female critics. Remember what I said before, okay? Let's see, and maybe I'm wrong. I said it. Let's find out if I'm right, okay? Here we go. We're here on The Bride. Let's go down, and let's see who we have. We'll count women positive. Someone keep track here. Okay, first of all, we're off to a flying start. We have, Weber's going to have to retract his statement. Okay, we have our first female critic here. It is Jordy Sirkin. She says rotten. That's one rotten for one female. Carolyn Seaday, rotten, though C+, way too high, that's 2. Katie Walsh, you're on the right side of history. I'm shocked because you've been on the wrong side so often. She says rotten. Courtney Small looks like a dude. Oscar's definitely a guy. Edwin, let's see what else we have. So far, we're 0-3. Okay, Laura Delaney from Ireland. She's a female. She gave it rotten. Now we're 0-4. This is not a good start. I'm going to have to retract everything I said. But the funny thing is I'll do it. I'll say it right now. Okay, Lupe is this a woman? What do you guys think? That looks like a woman. Lupe gives it a B. That's a fresh, so that's 1 that's on the wrong side of history. Jean Kaplan, female, she says rotten. Oh, I am losing. Whoever is taking the L tonight, but this film still sucks. 100%. Sarah Michelle Fetters, the movie freak. Oh, God, I got to stop. At this point, we got to stop. I can't go any further. When I read this, it's done. 4 out of 4. Calling this invigorating cinematic caterwaul, magnificent would be an injustice. It's so much better than that. Oh my God. What are we doing? You guys, this is crazy. That's one of the craziest shit I've ever seen. Oh, this guy, Mike McGranahan. This guy's a weirdo. Look at that guy. Fucking weird. He came after me one time, like, dude, the aisle seat. Nobody listens to you, Mike. You don't have an audience. Nobody cares what you have to say. You are Rotten Tomato approved. Trust what? I was too. They won't let me back. Do you know why they won't let me back? Because I savage all the critics. But here's the beauty. Here's the beauty of it. Is that because I'm not part of it, I can do whatever I want. In fact, I got a text from someone that you guys know, okay? And I'm just going to say this. They said, and it's not Scott. It's a person in the industry. They said, I love the fact that you have no ties to things. It allows you to do things that most critics can't. Is that not 100% accurate? It is, right? Because when you don't have your hooks in something and you need something out of the studio, you're able to do whatever you want. And that is unusual for the space. These critics, they love to see movies early. And if they don't see them early, they can't even imagine existing in that world. We'll just see it on Thursday. Who cares? Like, why do you have to see it on Monday? Typically, it's like 2 days before it opens. So, but the critics value that. That's how they, like, literally measure their worth. Imagine measuring your worth by, I got to go to a critic screening a couple days early. Look at me. I told you guys about the critic screening. I don't miss those because every time I walked into critic screening, I'm like, damn, man. Y'all ain't getting laid. When's the last time any of y'all got sex? Damn. I say it all the time. It's no surprise. Every time I walk into a critic screening, I go, holy shit, this is the reason there's hookers. Every time. Every time I walk in, I go, hookers, hookers, hookers. I mean, that's the reality. Do you see? Do you guys understand how I'm able? Can you imagine? Like, I don't care. Like, I'm ever going. A Perry Nemiroff, if I ever showed up at a critic screening again, Perry Nemiroff, I'm leaving. If he's here, I'm leaving. Another critic should be like, he was mean to Perry. She's our queen. Too bad. Perry, don't do dumb shit. You know? Don't be like, I'm not seeing Scream 7 because people will be angry with me. That's your own fault. Wow, Matt Naglia didn't like The Bride. That is pretty damning right there. Because that dude is a shill for the studios. I mean, I think that's the thing, right? We're at a point with this film, when we talk about The Bride, that we talk about not being on the wrong side of history. You have to weigh that. When you look at this, and I warned Scott. Scott had very positive things to say about it, and I could tell they were kind of forced. I mean, Scott, sorry. I love you. We'll talk tomorrow. We'll probably have beers. Hopefully you still come over. But I warned him. I told him, I said, I don't know about this. I go, I have a feeling. I go, I hadn't seen it yet, but I go, I do not like, I think it's dangerous for you to say it's good. And listen, I'm not saying you shouldn't say what you believe, but I'm just telling you, if you think The Bride's good, you've just destroyed your credibility. I mean, it's gone. It's gone. No one's ever listening to you again. They're just not. Well, this would piss off people even more, Kevin. I don't need more the critic. But listen, I've said this before, and this is why I can say whatever I want to my stream. The vast majority of critics are uncool would be the nicest thing, the nicest way to put it. Just not the kind of people that you be around and go, wow, this is a cool crowd. You'd be like, this is not a cool crowd. I mean, every time you walk in, it's like, ugh. You're like, ugh. You just go, ugh. Right? I'm not saying because of how they look. I mean, I did say they need hookers, but I'm just saying because it's just like the vibe. They're not cool people. They're not the kind of people you want to be around. They're just not cool. You know, you just are or you're not. And I'm not saying I'm the coolest guy in the world. I just know I'm cooler than a hell of a lot of... Most critics are not cool. Like, you just don't want to hang out with them. You wouldn't want to have a beer with them. I'm curious, Soups is a fan of The Bride. Did he even see it? Let's go find out. That's a great question here tonight. Let's find out. Hold on. Let's find Soups. Warner Brothers loves Soups. So I'll bet you that he said it's good. Here he is. Get ready. We're going to go right here. We're going to find Matt Soups, and we're going to see if he has a video. Here he is. That's him with Tom Cruise. Who's this guy? Hold on. Oh, he's with James Gunn. Has he even tweeted recently? Or are these all pinned? Oh, here we go. Here he is. He's at Netflix for something. He's shilling out at Netflix. Okay, hold on. Let's find out. Let's keep going. Where's The Bride? The Night Agent. Is that it? That's a Netflix show, so Netflix loves him. I don't see it. Oh, by the way, he's in Qatar. You know why he's in Qatar? Because they paid for him to be there. Why is he there? Let's listen to find out why Soups is there.
Place is absolutely stunning already, but I gotta show you my hotel room because it's insane.
Yeah, because the studio paid for it. Hey, buddy, how's it feel to be a shill for the studios? The studio paid for everything you're seeing. He's in Qatar. This is great. Thank you for asking this question. This is what I do better than anybody. How come? This is what I love. Hey, Film Twitter, roll up and listen to what I fucking have to say right now. The fact that you come after me and give me shit about all the stuff that I do only to better films because I have a passion for cinema and I want to see theaters succeed. And you got a guy like Soups out there getting paid by the studios to hang out in 7-star hotels, and you're not going to go after him and you're going to make me the bad guy? What the fuck is wrong with you? Seriously, what is wrong with you? What did you get like thrown on your head when you were a baby? How do you not understand who the real villain is? It's this guy. Look, he's doing the dirty work. Look at the studio. Let's watch.
Walk in. There's like this grand hallway with a mirror right here.
Ugh, I'm gonna vomit. I need a barf bag.
Full-on kitchen, like full-on kitchen.
Why don't you say who paid for it, Soupy? Let's just call him Soupy from now on. Soupy, tell us who paid for it.
This is better than where I live right now. Genuinely.
No way. Seriously, wow. That's way to make yourself relatable to the crowd. This is better. Not by much, but better.
A whole living room that looks beautiful and will be a place to chill.
Wow. This is riveting. I can see why everybody listens to Soups.
Here we got the bedroom. Over here, closets with mirrors on each side.
Leave that comment up. I'll read in a second.
Oh my God, bro.
This is awful. I'm not watching. This guy is absolutely the worst thing. Mount Fillmore, they want critics that can control. You're outside the control of the system, like Neo. That's why all the agents are. It's true. This is the best comment ever. Mount Fillmore, I'm giving you the gold star. You have, what do I have here on the table? I have my MMT mug with my Secret Wars Wolverine. Yes, I still have some nerd in me. I was a kid once. And you look here in this, when you come out here, I'll give you my MMT mug. It's the only one I have for this comic because it's true. It's 100%. And you don't get Wolverine. He's mine. But you look at it and it's true. The studios hate someone who they can't control. That is why when I went after The Bride, did I tell you there was a coordinated campaign of people who came after me led by Rachel Leishman? Literally, she is Kathy Bates from... what's it called? Where she takes James Caan. Help me out, guys. She is literally like obsessed. We talked about Rachel Leishman before, right? Rachel tweets about Glenn Powell 24 hours a day. So if they ever want to remake Misery, thank you. I just remember. Thank you. If they ever want, it's Rachel Leishman, and then you have Glenn Powell. It's perfect. You don't have to do the casting is done. That is how creepy her obsession is with that. But she came after me. All these people came after me, and it's coordinated. It's coordinated. You don't think the same thing happened when I went after Poor Things. The studios hate me, and guess what, studios? I don't fucking care. At the end of the day, all that's going to happen is my power will grow. We are collecting and assembling a group of non-hive-minded people here that will eventually bring the system down. And we are demanding reform. We are demanding accountability here tonight for The Bride, and we will not be stopped. And you cannot stop me. I don't care what you try to do. It ain't happening. We're going through the wall, motherfuckers, because that's how we do it. These other critics don't have that. They're just not built. And I told you guys, let's just talk about why I'm the way I am, okay? Because I talked about this before. For some of you that maybe missed this about me, I went through one of the most depressing points that, I never even imagined I'd ever hit. Back about 10 years ago now. And the fact that I bounced off the bottom, and once you build yourself back up from that point where you are literally at the very, very nadir, you're unstoppable on the back end. You cannot be stopped. And that's the thing I have that these other people don't understand is I am so strong from that experience that I don't need the approval of a studio, certainly of another critic, and I will forever wage war in this system against film Twitter, against studios, because all we want at the end of the day is great films, and I will call those out when they are there. But if they're not, we're not doing that. And I don't play the game. I am never going to be for sale. It's not happening. I have no interest. And I will, personally make sure that a film like The Bride goes down. That's why I'm so, like you back with this stream on Thursday, you watched me tonight. Why am I so furious? Because of the damage done by the reckless actions of a director in Maggie Gyllenhaal. It is unacceptable. This is the kind of thing that should banish you from Hollywood. And unfortunately, Hollywood's not necessarily run on merit. Let's also talk about that. We talk about all the time. If Hollywood were like run by people like me, we would have great films. We would not have garbage. We would get things done, and we would not do the DEI box checking nepotism stuff. Are you good? Do you pass the merit test? If you don't, you are out. That's how we'd run it. But Hollywood's not like that. You guys have seen plenty of stuff about Hollywood actually operates like behind the scenes, kind of the dark stuff. I don't want any part of that. I just want to go to a movie that is a celebration of cinema at some level. And whether that is depressing, whether that is uplifting, whether that is horrifying, if it works, it works. And that's all we're doing. We are not saying it's woke or anti-woke. Certainly those elements can play into whether a film works or not. But at the end of the day, the evaluation is objective as anyone in the space. Rachel Leishman needs... What? Oh, no, God, girl. Listen, I'm not going to even go here because that's Weber's being mean. I just... See, the thing about this is, even though... Oh my God. Oh my God. Seriously, Rachel, I got a little news for you, honey. Don't come after me. You don't want to do that. If anyone, dude, look in the mirror, Rachel. Look in the mirror. Look at your tweets to Glenn Powell. And I can tell you this. That's really problematic. So I don't think you want to open that can of worms. You don't want to do that. So I recommend henceforth you just steer clear. Because if you want, I'll do an entire stream just destroying you. I'll do it all fucking the whole hour. Okay. So don't go there. Don't do it. You're messing with the wrong motherfucker. I can tell you right now. And, seriously, do not. That's the funny part, right? These people are coming after me for a selfie and saying this film's bad when you've got someone who does interviews with celebrities who is literally giving a tongue bath to Glenn Powell 24 hours a day. Yeah, I talked about Elizabeth Olsen, but it was like, hey, we talked. We were at an event. We just had a conversation. It was fine. I don't obsess about Elizabeth Olsen 24 hours a day sending tweets. Elizabeth Olsen. I've sent some, but not every. She's like every dude. If I go right now to Rachel Leishman's Twitter, she's going to have things about. Go look up Rachel Leishman and tell me she doesn't have at least one Glenn Powell tweet right now. Yeah, and I think that's exactly it, Sid, is when you're in that dark place and you are not wanting to continue. Seriously, you come out of that, and I don't need the approval of anyone but myself anymore, right? And that's not to say I'm going out of my way to be a dick or whatever. Yeah, Weber's being a dick. Too bad. I'm calling people out because of what they have done. And tonight, going back to our friend Maggie Gyllenhaal, when you make a film as awful as The Bride and the budget and everything that goes with it, you're going to get called out. And if you don't like that, too bad. If I made a $90 million film as awful as The Bride, I expect you guys to destroy me all the time. Weber, I can't even believe you made The Bride. I'd be like, yeah, you're right, it's bad. If she thinks this is good, that even's more of a testament to the fact that she should never work again. Because she has to know this is awful. Again, should have been Batgirl. It's not even a question. Watch out. I do not need those nightmares tonight, Kusma. I do not. Literally, I just said she'd be perfect for Misery. I don't need this shit. I don't need it. Keep it out. I don't even want to worry or think about these people. Please stop. So many people in dark places in Hollywood, they refuse to pull themselves out of it, instead make shit movies. That's true. That's true. Let's watch a trailer. I'm not going to watch any more Matt Ramos. That's for sure. Oh my God. The biggest shill. Okay. Let's see. Someone wanted me to watch Slanted. I got 2 trailers tonight, Slanted and In a Violent Nature. So part 2. I saw the first one. Let's see the second one. I've not seen it yet. Give me a second. Let me pop this down. We're going to watch a trailer. This is called, I've already seen this trailer. Guys, watch out. This is going to be bad. This is going to be really, really bad. I'm going to be angry because you're going to be angry once you see this. Okay? Here we go.
Have you ever suffered the injustice of being a person of color in this world? Have you ever had someone tell you how impressed they are, how well you speak English without an accent?
你为什么老是化这么浓的妆啊？ Speak English, Mom.
Or are you just tired of the way white folks look at you? If you can't beat them.
This is going to bomb so hard. Right now, you're already doing this shit, right? White people are awful. So tired of that. It just stop. But yet here's a whole movie where if you're white, you get everything. You know exactly that's how it works for me, right? Here comes the white guy. Give him gold. Give him cash. Every day I leave. Hey, someone stops me on the street. You're a white guy. Here is a crisp $100 bill. Thank you for being white. Because that's how the world works, right? Oh, yeah. But films like this, oh, it's so much better. Really? I don't remember a time in my life where someone specifically said to me, you are the best because you're white. You guys like this because I'm a guy that is good. Not even that I'm a guy, right? I'm a talented person. So what is this whole thing that's going on in this movie? I don't know if I can watch all this.
Be them.
Hi, my loves. I have some sad news. I'm not gonna run for prom queen.
Ugh, gag.
You think Olivia's racist and stupid. So help me.
Oh, God. Can you imagine? I'm not watching this. I'm not watching this movie. I'm not watching this shit. Nope. Not.
Beat her for prom queen. I have a whole plan. Vote for me. Vote for me.
这个头发怎么
Let's
啦？
scoot ahead to when
Hello?
she turns white.
Don't be shy.
What is this place?
We help you reach your true potential.
Welcome to ethnic modification. 3, 2, 1. This is my favorite part.
You're a white girl.
How are you feeling?
It's good to be white.
Oh, I'm going to vomit. Seriously, right? And now she's McKenna Grace. I'm not watching anymore. I'm not doing this. I'm not watching this shit. I'm so tired of white guilt, right? You got to feel guilty for the color of your skin. Last I checked, I didn't get to choose. Last I checked when I was born, no one said, hey, Weber, do you want to be white, black, Asian? What? No, you are what you are. So what are we talking about? I'm so tired of the race card. Stop. I don't want to be lectured about it anymore. Okay? Remember when we had all the Hollywood people, it's going around on Twitter right now, apologizing for their whiteness during the George Floyd madness, right? During COVID. No. Why are you going to apologize for the color of your skin, no matter what color you are? Why are you doing that? I mean, it's the dumbest shit I ever heard. But that's what, hey, half the critics out there think that way. You don't think they do? They're so hard left. And hard left is this kind of thinking. That's why I rail on, and I'm not even anti-woke. Not the anti-woke guy, but I will be anti-woke here 100%. I'm not going to watch this garbage. Yeah, exactly. Propaganda, Sadvik, right? No one wants to watch that shit. No one's watching. I'm not watching it. Garbage. Just straight up, a lot of garbage tonight, right? All right, let's watch In a Violent Nature 2. Now, if you didn't see the first one, I like the first one a lot. It's definitely a violent film, hence the title.
What? I am just
But
so
it basically
tired
is Friday
of
the 13th from the perspective of the killer, right? So you follow the killer around and you don't follow, he just like stumbles upon groups of people and then does his thing. So the narrative structure is told through the eyes of the Jason character. So let's see what they have for part 2. Looks identical to the first so far. This time they'll run. Okay, what else? IFC again here. Yep, he's back at the camp.
Girls around here?
So now it's really Friday the 13th.
What the? I saw Johnny.
If this is a prank, you need to tell me.
He's gotta go now.
Hey, he looks like a minion. I forgot to say. You see the picture? He looks like a minion. Jason is a minion. And there you go, right? We're following the killer around, Jason Voorhees. So yeah, it's part 2. I'll see that. You know, it's not necessarily torture porn. I'm not a big torture porn guy, right? I got a lot more to talk about tonight, but I think I'm tired. I mean, there's Timothy Chalamet. He's not going to win. It's going to be Michael B. Jordan. I called that, by the way. I called that. Oh, I do want to say one thing before. I'm not quite done. I'm just going to show you something that 100% has to be talked about. And it's one of the dumbest things I've ever read from a trade. So let me just make sure I have that here. And you guys are going to go, what? Who wrote this? You guys ready for this? Let me find my X feed. Let me find my thing. Hold on. I tweeted it last night. I want you guys to read it. Hold on. Let me find it. Weber searches X. Let's see. Hold on. Where is it? Here it is. You guys ready for this? Read. You want me to read this quote? This is from Deadline. You ready for this? Get ready for this. Here's the quote. The quote is as follows. For all the pre-release dinging that one battle after another endured, no one predicted that it would be an award season juggernaut. What? First of all, directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, who, no matter what he directs, is going to be an awards film. But then, layer on top of that, an anti-ice film. Hello? PTA, anti-ice. Hollywood's not going to go for that. Wouldn't be a juggernaut. No way. What? This is an awards film. How'd that? What? Like, imagine writing this sentence. These people are demented. Like, to even write that. That's like propaganda. This is like George Orwell shit. Who actually thinks that that was ever true about one battle after another? Insane. Insane that that was actually written. I wonder if it's still there. That was last night. Hold on. Let me see if it's still there. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go to Deadline. Let's find out if it's still in there because I told you they follow me. The trades follow me. So we'll find out if they got rid of it. Let me go to the article. It was in the box office. Here we go. You guys ready? We're going to find out right now. Did they get rid of that ridiculous statement out of the thing? Here we go. Ready? Let's go to, it was by Anthony D'Alessandro, who writes their box office stuff. He usually does a good job, but not that. Give me a second. Here we go. We're going down to where it was. It's hard to say because they had a bunch of different write-throughs here. No, wait, that's different article. Hold on. That's about, oh, by the way, yeah, Hoppers did 46. Not bad. Hold on. Let's see. Here it is. Okay, I know this is like, Weber, what are you doing? Because I just want to see if they got rid of it. I didn't check. Also, it's live. It's my channel. I'll do what I want. Let's go down. The Bride. I think it's gone. I think it's, hold on. It would be right in here. Movie debuted. I don't see it. It might be in a different article, but... well, that's global box office. Never mind. I still haven't found it. This is ridiculous. Here it is. It's in here. Sorry. I know this is like not interesting. Too bad. Let me see. I just want to see if they got rid of it. Give me a second. One battle. Oh, hold on. Oh, nope. It's still there. It is still there. There it is right there. Do you guys see it? For all the pre-release dinging, no one predicted it would be an award season juggernaut. Oh, my God. Yeah, really. It feels like it. It does feel like it. Do you guys like tonight's thing here? By the way, I'm here. So here's what we're going to do. I have coming up here, I've got a brand new channel. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's going to be, you guys ready? I'm going to do the reveal here tonight. I haven't decided if I want to do one tonight. I might. Do you guys want me to? Because if I do it, I have to commit at least to about 15, 20 minutes. I'm not doing another hour, but I will do the first ever broadcast. Are you guys ready for what's coming up after this? Possibly, if I have enough people that say they want to continue, get ready for you guys ready for the new channel? Here it is. This is going to be very exciting for some of you. Well, actually for no one, but it's fine. For me, I want you to be happy for the graphics that I made for this. You guys ready? Our new channel, and you can find it on YouTube. It still keeps the MMT going, okay? But here it comes. Get ready. You guys ready? Here it comes. It's going to be called Midnight Mystery Talk. Yes. Listen, if we do this tonight, it's going to be pretty short, and we'll pretty much just stick to the dragon because the dragon's good. And that's a great first episode. I could talk about that for 15 minutes easy. But you can see here, first of all, I want some love for the Midnight Mystery Talk graphics. And if you want to go sub right now. It is Midnight Mystery Talk at YouTube. At Midnight Mystery Talk. Okay? Same thing. So there we go. This is the brand new. Thank you, Bruce. This is the brand new edition that we're rolling out separate. It's a whole nother channel because we do the movies and then sometimes we work in MMT gets freaky. But in this case, I wanted to keep the MMT thing. I said, this is perfect. We can talk about, because think about it this way. Midnight Mystery Talk can go anywhere. We can talk about anything technically because there's so many mysteries, right? Anything can be construed or put into the compartment of being a mystery. So here we go. But it's going to be things like dragons were real. Oh, my critics are going to love hearing that. They're like, oh my God, he's lost. They were 100%. Right? Maybe some UFO talk, certainly Planet X. It's going to be like Art Bell's Coast to Coast. Okay, so that's where we are. If you want to, so listen, if you don't subscribe, you're not going to be able to watch because it's not going to be here. It's on another channel. So if I go live there, you have to be on that channel because it won't show up here on MMT. It might show up on Twitter. I'm not sure how that's working yet. But if I do go live here in a few minutes, it's going to be short, sweet, and the first ever episode just to get off the ground. That's all it is. I'm not promising you anything more than that. But this is the brand new show that's coming in here after. And by the way, I'd like to state that not only first of all, you guys know these are Sunday night shows. Whenever I host Midnight Mystery Talk, there'll only be one color background for Midnight Mystery Talk, and it's going to be what you see, the aliens in the green. And I do have, ladies and gentlemen, you guys ready? I do have green shades for the show. Do you see? No, this is not part of what we're doing. The only issue I have is, I'm not going to lie, the background's got to stay the same. If anything, look, if I do this, if I bring the light down, what do you guys think? This is more like a Midnight Mystery Talk if I get rid of the lights and make it kind of really dark. But I need a little bit. I turn that whole thing off. It's my ring light. So I can like kind of change a couple things, but in general, this is it. Again, I got a flying a moth in here. Listen, here's what we're doing. So if you want to go do it, okay. I promise you at most on 15 minutes. And if we go longer, we go longer. This channel is going to be over here in a second. I'll do the quick comment blast closeout. And then we're going to go to Midnight Mystery Talk, go to YouTube and search Midnight Mystery Talk or put in youtube.com/@midnight Mystery Talk. I'll throw it in the comments, but that's basically it. Hold on. It's just put in this at the end, Midnight Mystery Talk. Okay, hold on. I got to make sure I type that right. I'm typing it live, so just give me a second. Okay, here it is. This is it. So add that suffix to your URL of YouTube, and you'll get it. YouTube.com/ and that's it. That was, it might have been. I just saw a super chat. Let me get to that real quick. You have to do it now. Okay, good. I'll go. Listen, it is what it is. Whatever we do tonight, we'll start with the dragon. We'll go from there. It's Leviathan. He's coming back to life. I mean, that's just what's happening. So whatever. I mean, it's what it is. Okay, we're going to do that. That's all it is tonight. Okay, I'm going to go do it in a second. Let's do a quick comment blast, close out, and we're out of here because those of you who are still here, you have a couple questions I didn't get to. Let's put it up. Hold on. There's that. Let me find my song for tonight. Let me make that me a little bit bigger than that. Let's go there. Okay, you guys ready? Here we go. Let me find tonight's track. What was tonight's track? Oh, Rufus the Soul, and it's a remix by Cassian. Check this out. I like this track. Okay, comment blast close out here, and then we go to Midnight Mystery Talk. Hold on, I gotta switch the backgrounds back because this is not acceptable it's the wrong show, right? Were we on this one tonight? I think we were. We weren't on this. It's too light, right? We weren't on that. That's that. I think it was this one. You see how cool that is? I can change it. We can make it blue. We can make it purple. I like tonight. They call this Blackout. This is called The Blackout. Maggie should have directed a mid-budget film after Last Daughter Before the Bride. 100% I agree with this, Kevin. No question about it. And it's just reckless. It's reckless on her end. It's reckless on Warner Brothers' end. And someone's got to pay the price. Someone's got to fall on the sword. Someone's got to fall on the sword tomorrow at Warner Brothers. If they don't, then I don't know what's doing. I'm telling you right now, if I'm Ellison, even though I don't fully own the company, I'm saying someone needs to get fired. Oh, 100%. After this has done so much damage to the brand too, right? They're like, who made this movie? Warner Brothers made this movie? Shit. Again, if they just would have waited a couple weeks, they would have got a better deal. Literally another week, they would have got a better deal on this after The Bride. It's that awful. Invite Menzel. I want to see why he liked The Bride. No, I can't. Honestly, I can't right now. I can't listen to it. If he thinks it's good, I love you, Scott, but I cannot listen to anyone say that movie's good. It'll make me angry, and I've already had an angry enough night. But we are gonna do the dragon here shortly. A couple more questions, and we're out of here on this Sunday. Anything else, Gone Girl, that we got to a lot of comments. I feel really good about how we got to pretty much everything tonight. This is just a fly by the seat of our... I got the wrong shades on. My bad, guys. Sorry. I got to put it back on the purple. I got it. Here we go. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm trying to make this whole thing work aesthetically. What's on the WB schedule for March 2020? That's a great question, Kevin. At this point, you've got Mickey 17 and then followed by The Bride. You're right. Whatever's coming up from Warner Brothers in March 2027, do not go. Whatever it is, it's guaranteed to be garbage. Okay? That's exactly what Warner Brothers... We give you garbage in March, right? So that's 100% really good call on that, Kevin, because we talked about how Mickey 17 now is 2 years in a row. Clearly, they know this is a dumping ground for their refuse. Any other comments? Then we're going over to Midnight Mystery Talk. Yep. Hopefully it works. I don't even know if it works. As far as me, I've set the channel up. Hopefully it's ready to go. Okay, guys, get ready. We're going to head over there now, and I'm going to go to Midnight Mystery Talk, and that's coming up here shortly. Give me a second to get the stream ready. Give me like 5-10 minutes. Go to youtube.com/Midnight Mystery Talk, and you'll find us. Subscribe, and we'll do it there. We'll talk the dragon. We will show you Leviathan on the other side of the break. Thanks for being here on this Sunday night. Peace out from LA.